This morning, the Dallas Cowboys made a very interesting move to their defensive line, adding yet another veteran pass rusher in Carl Lawson. They also traded for an interior defensive tackle as well from the New York Giants. You don't see too many in-division trades, but that could end up being a really big one. But in this video, I wanted to completely deep dive into Carl Lawson, look at some of his film, and show you Cowboys fans exactly what you're getting in Carl Lawson. Before we jump into the film, I want you guys to do me a favor, and I want you to give a letter grade for these two pickups, right? Jordan Phillips and also Carl Lawson as well. Give me a letter grade, and what do you think the Cowboys need to do next in order to position themselves to be a big-time playoff contender once again this season? And with that being said, let's kind of dive into Carl Lawson and what he adds as a player. Now, the first thing we're going to see on this play, now keep in mind this was a few years ago when he was on the Jets. Now, the first thing we're going to notice is some pure strength. Let me get rid of this. We're going to see him bulldoze right through this man. If you know who this man is, it is Trent Brown. I mean, massive human being, very strong, very athletic for his size, right? This is a tough matchup for Carl Lawson. But what we're going to notice here is he's going to use his offhand to completely bulldoze him. Watch his left hand, throw him down to the ground, and get a sack on this play. Guys, you don't see too many human beings like Carl Lawson do this to a man like Trent Brown. How many times have you seen someone do that? Demoralizing, right? And that's just the beginning. But again, this is something that he has been doing all the way back into, his time at Auburn in college, right? Now, this play, again, this dates back to his Bengals time here. Gonna rip through, gonna use that left hand to power through the tackle and get to the quarterback, right? Whenever you can add pressure onto a quarterback, you're gonna be able to do one of five things, right? You're gonna generate a sack, a forced fumble, a bad throw, a bad decision, maybe even an interception as well. Carl Lawson is someone who's gonna come to Dallas right away and be just a really good option for them, kind of a safety net behind a Marshawn Nealon, but more importantly, just adds insane amount of depth behind some of the younger guys they're trying to develop, as well as, playing that mentor role. Now, I get it. They have DeMarcus Lawrence, right? He's a mentor, but so is Carl Lawson, right? So I do believe this move is going to really help them down the line. Now, Carl Lawson also has, we talked about the power of the offhand, but he also has a nice combination of speed and bend around the edge as well. Usually you're going to see him lined up a couple of yards outside of the tackle, just because he can utilize the speed and then the bend to get around the edge. Let's watch this play break down, and then we'll kind of look at it slowly. So boom, gets around the edge and creates pressure on the quarterback, forces the ball out. And again, what did we just say? Whenever you can get pressure on the quarterback, you can force a bad throw or a bad decision right there. You get a little bit of both, right? Now again, let's slow this down for you. Look at this dude's insane ability to bend around the corner. So boom, he's gonna hit the tackle with speed, and then he's gonna get low, right? Lower those shoulders, lower that head, and get around the bigger left tackle. Gets in there, right? Tyron Taylor feeling that pressure from the backside is just going to lob this football up, and it's going to be a little bit over the head of the receiver. Again, these are the things you love to see. This dude's been doing it for a long time. Now, here's another one I love by Carl Lawson. This time he's going to be working up against Jason Peters, your big left tackle. Let's just watch it play out here for a second. Beautiful. Gets a sack on the quarterback. Let's watch this one more time, and let me actually slow it down for you. So what we're going to see here is he's going to do his signature get to the outside, right? But what you're going to see is he's going to swim back in and use that quickness to get to the quarterback, right? So boom. Let's get this left tackle, Jason Peters, to overcommit to the outside. Once he plants that foot into the ground, swim around him, and then get to the QB. And then you even go to the very next play as well, right? Let's watch this next one here. You do got Miles Sanders here as a little bit of a running back, maybe a block and release type of thing. But he's actually going to get out on a route right away. And we're going to see again, right, the footwork, but the lower body strength of Carl Lawson to keep driving those legs against Jason Peters and then come in for a forced fumble. Beautiful job. Maybe they call that a incompletion. But again, man, when you turn on this dude's film, you can really just tell how good of a player he really is. I mean, just these two plays specifically. Now, before we get any further into the film, guys, do me a massive favor. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And we will be covering the Cowboys throw every single day of not only camp, but also preseason football games, regular season football games. We're going to be covering it all. So if you guys want to join the family, go ahead, right? We just posted a video a couple of days ago breaking down Kalen Carson as well as Mozzie Smith and DeMarvion Overshown as well. A couple of other guys in there, Marshawn Nealon. If you guys want to watch that film breakdown, it is live on the channel, so you guys can go check it out. But let's get back into some more film here with Carl Lawson. Now, here's another quick play that I really liked by Carl Lawson. What we're going to see here is some hand fighting. You're going to see him come in here, and he's going to swat this tackle's hands down. He's going to get into the backfield, boom, right? Just takes both of his hands, throws him down, and gives him the opportunity to kind of throw the tackle out of his positioning, get to the outside, and then, boom, make a play on the football. Now, he doesn't, doesn't result in a fumble or a sack or whatnot, but you can just tell this dude's explosiveness is something that really jumps off the tape here. He's very smart, very athletic, has a lot of tools in his basket, whether it's a swim move, whether it's an offhand power move. I mean, this dude can dominate the line, the trenches. And again, he is not coming over here to be a day one starter, right? He's coming over here to be a depth option, a mentor, and someone who can just be a safety net behind Marshawn Nealon, behind DeMarcus Lawrence to come in here and rotate in with the ones during games and add more versatility and more dynamic off the bench. Don't think about this as, oh, this guy, he's old and he needs to be your day one starter. No, that is not at all what they want to do. I don't think. I think Marshawn Nealon has proven already during preseason and during training camp, yeah, that guy's got versatility, especially when it comes to block shedding, getting off a block, getting to the running back, or getting into the backfield to add pressure to the quarterback. Marshawn Nealon's going to be a really good talent for the Cowboys. Now, just because I do really like Carl Lawson doesn't mean he's always just a dominant player, right? We watched all of his highlights in terms of good film, but we can also show you where maybe he's not as successful. And now, obviously, this time he's going up against big Tyron Smith, who, was generational here for so long, right? I mean, let's just be quite honest. We all have eyes. We know how good Tyron Smith was here in Dallas. And this is a really good play by Tyron Smith, right? Lawson's going to try to hit that outside, but look at Tyron Smith, just a stonewall of a human. Got those hands on him, and Carl Lawson couldn't go anywhere. I believe this play actually ended up with a beautiful, I mean, look at this, dude. He's bullying him, right? Now, again, right, just because you can dominate some snaps doesn't mean you're going to dominate them all. CD, sign this man. Please sign CD Lamb. God damn. But yeah, I honestly, guys, if I'm completely real, I like Carl Lawson a ton. I think he's a good player. I think he adds a lot of depth behind Marshawn Nealon, behind DeMarcus Lawrence, behind, some of the guys they really like in that second unit. I mean, you go down the list and you see guys like Micah Parsons, right? Who is an end, has been playing a lot of end, but also is playing a ton of middle linebacker, a lot of just off-ball linebacker for this team. You also have a guy like Chauncey Golston, who had a good practice the other day in, joint practice. So I am expecting a lot of good things out of this Dallas Cowboys team. And now you have DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, Marshawn Nealon, Chauncey Golston, Carl Lawson, Fahoko, right? You have, Muhammad, Tyrus Wheat. So I think they're in a good position. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Cowboys update. Peace.